Hey everybody, it's Lavere in the Shade. We are going live, and what we're doing is doing something different. I mean, I have several channels and things. I have a lot of things to update and do, but today what we're going to do is talk more about this exploration. Now, just for those that don't know, I am from the church. Okay, Church of God in Christ. Proud of it. Woo-hoo. COGIC. Kojic. But I've learned that I'm more or less just a believer, and that doesn't take anything from anything. I believe in a higher power. I believe in God, the Son, the Father, Jesus Christ, Spirit, everything. Yeah. There's a balance. I believe in that balance. Don't go too far crazy. Don't go too far sane. Keep it in the middle. You need it all. So I started having these visions. I guess someone had killed me. Yeah. How I died and came back to life. Right. And in this rebirth, in a sense, I started to have visions. I mean, I already had some downloads, but it became more and more clear to me through this. I won't talk more. I will not talk about that right now because this is not that season. But we have talked about some things that we've experienced, and we're working on and being patient about. But in the meantime, I want to explore this world of tarot. Now, again, let me see. Uh, I'm not condoning or condemning this thing, but I had an inkling to explore it because there's people doing it, and it had an effect on me. Three, hold on. Six, oh, what? 13. All right, 12. It had an effect on me and made me curious as to what is it like. Does it really work? Um, Is it someone feeding information to these people and then they go online and feed it to you about your real life, and then you feel there's some parallel, and then you're clicking on them all the time, and they're making money and you're not, and you're the person being victimized and violated, and they're thank you for donations, thank you for this, and you're looking like I'm stranded and almost dead. I need that money. This is my story. And it's like, is someone literally taking your information and basically AIing it and selling it to these people to regurgitate to you as if they have some insight by adding information? It made me curious. So, again, with these downloads that God had been giving me, um, it was really intense. And so I began to talk about it, and God even instructed me to, these are not tarot cards, these are scriptural cards. And basically, whatever I was going through, it was a crime. It is a crime. It is unthinkable. It is unbelievable. Um, it is egregious because it's not just poor people doing this. These are, it has to be some wealthy people or some people that were using someone else's funds to basically harass them. So that was their gift, and someone was using it to harass that person with their gifts, money, whatever it was. And it had to be some higher ups. They had to know some people in high places to pull this off, and hired some poor people to do it. So with all of that, it made me cry. It broke my heart. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that was brokenhearted whenever this was picked up on. I'm sure there were a lot of people that was heartbroken when they picked up on what was really going on, how they were harassing me, it seems, but someone was literally supposed to be dead by now, taken out, but it didn't work because God was giving downloads. God was protecting. Is it over yet? No. But we trust that God is going to bring us through from what we hear. So that's all we have is that faith and hope. But you got to be wise in the situation. So in being wise, God began to show me, since someone's stalking my account supposedly. I don't know what's real and what's not. I know what I saw. I know what God showed me, guys. So, works of the flesh. All of these things are considered sins. Galatians 5th chapter 19th through 21st verse, period. Okay, all of them. Now, I don't have the others. I'm assuming someone's helping me with my cards. But then there's 7 deadly sins, which are like gluttony, sloth, greed, seven. I can't find them. And I should know them as much as I do this. But I can't pull it right now. Anyway, these dates were very intense. And here, very intense. And they seem to be real because it seemed to give the backdrop information on what these people were doing. And it's like, are these real? What's going on? I mean, nobody's telling me anything, but all this stuff is happening as if these are real. So here they are. I rewrote them with hashtag because I'm smart. Pride, lust, greed, envy, sloth, gluttony, and wrath. I haven't said that already. 7 deadly sins. And people were looking to kill someone. They wanted someone dead because of greed, pride. They had stolen something and they decided they wanted it to be for them. Pride. Hey, I've stolen it already. I'm using it. It's not my house. It's not my money. It's not my car. It's not my resource. It's not my land. But I'm here now. And I've created a community that I belong to based on my pride. Okay. And it is a disease or a cancer of the spirit or soul. It is a deadly sin. Sin meaning moral evil as considered from a religious standpoint, a deliberate and purposeful violation of, I'm going to say another, or of God and people. Amen. And there's a lot more to that for the deadly sins. That's just a few that I found. But we're going to talk about Babylon. This is where a lot of people are right now. Babylon was a place, one of the largest cities. It was ancient at the time. It was Lord Euphrates, all that good stuff. And it boasted of all of its splendor. Okay. Today is considered Iraq. Okay. It had major roles in the Bible representing um, a lot of stuff. Okay. And there was a king, Nimrod, that, according to Genesis 10:9 and 10, um, he was a king that I guess wanted people to worship him. Anyway, they ended up building the towers of Babel, creating problems. Okay, these people were worshiping calves, creating golden idols, and it says clearly it is the Old Testament, but don't have any other idols before me. And they did. They did. They had fun. They did. They were Babel. They were doing too much. So all of this together came up with, brought about the 7 virtues. It just did. 7 virtues came up. So we're gonna put all this in there. Okay. So just like these exist, the works of the flesh, all of these came up. The fruits of the spirit: love, joy, peace, faith, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, meekness, temperance, and there is no law against such. Hey police, this lady's in love with me and she won't leave. And she brings so much joy and peace and faith. And she suffered along with me being abusive and drugged out and mentally ill. And she brings gentleness and goodness and mercy and meekness and temperance. I want you to arrest her. I want to say she's stalking. Then you have the heavenly virtues: prudence, justice, courage, temperance, faith, hope, and charity. So these are the opposites of the fruits of the spirit, the deadly sins. And then the works of the flesh and the fruits of the spirit. And then you have The heavenly virtues, along with the 7 deadly sins. Okay. All right. So these are heartbreaking. If you're the victim of them, someone's perpetrating them on someone else, no, they don't care. They're probably in demon energy, probably possessed by some spirit or entity or greed or foolishness. So they have no heart or consideration. I mean, they are human, but they pretty much yielded themselves over to something dark and ugly, and they haven't fixed it. So having these visions and things, it made me curious about tarot. Okay, because I had been hearing them come on and talk about things, and I was like, nah, you know, yeah, no. And not that I hated it, I just didn't have time to sit for the hour, hour and a half, or however many minutes, 30 minutes, 26 minutes, because someone had my hot tail on the cooking thing. Couldn't get a break. Like now, I need a real break, and I can't get it. But we're gonna pray that something works. So, with all of that said, we found ourselves trying to all right, figure something out. And one day the tarot caught my attention, and what they were saying was pretty much what was happening to me, but I didn't have the backdrop. I knew, I assumed, but I didn't have any evidence. So listening to them made me feel like that was confirmation that I was right. But I had to remember that if they're watching my videos, or if someone is watching my videos and feeding information to switch it up in AI, like if you look at any of the videos, they have that translation. Anybody can copy paste or whatever, and then put it in AI and switch it up. Or there's this other service you put it in, it'll switch the words around so it's not exactly what you said. And I think they would take the bits and pieces out and leave you out and make money on these stories like gossip. So I don't know, but that's my exploration, guys, to explore. Okay. Now, Proverbs 18 and 12 says, before destruction, a man's heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. I had to be humbled. I'm still pissed off and kind of jacked up here, but I'm coming. Proverbs 16:18 says, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So people have fallen recently because they were being greedy and ugly and crazy and maniacal and in demon energy. And they had a great awakening because they were in, I call it the Haman Act. They were in that energy, that spirit, where Haman was deceitful, tricky, and he had the intent to murder any and everybody. He didn't care. But Haman got. So don't let what you're getting get you. Got. Okay? You dig one ditch, you have to dig two. And he dug it for himself. So what he wanted for Mordecai and the Jews is what they gave him when they figured out what he was doing. You don't want that. So it's best that you stay out of these ugly energies. It's heartbreaking to know that you hate somebody and you want them dead, or that you're worshiping maybe their money or their lifestyle or something, and you're envious of them and you're using witchcraft or magic to steal something that they own. And it's just, it gets wacky. It gets out of control. And a lot of people have died maybe in this type of way. But God is bringing justice this time because someone is purely innocent and definitely doing the will of God. They're here healing a family tree. They're here fixing some injustices for people trying to have power to get wealth the wrong way. God has given us power to get wealth. If you look at all the trees outside, I don't care where you look, there's a tree. If you don't see a tree, you need to go look for it. They're everywhere. Deuteronomy 8 and 18. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee the power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenants which he sware unto thy fathers as it is this day. Okay. So we don't have to steal other people's things. We don't have to feel like, oh, woe is me. What am I going to do if I don't steal this person's stuff? Well, what about the person you're stealing from? You didn't care about that, did you? No, because you thought that you could do it, and no one will stop you because you're what, spoiled. But God has given us a foundation that we don't have to worry about stuff like that. Those that are working for His kingdom, He will expose whatever is going on, whether it's a game or whatever. It's got to stop. Genuine faith. He wants to give us a new life. So again, going online and just kind of glimpsing things, listening to music, movies, whatever, I kind of kept picking up on these storylines that was happening to me, but it was being told under tarot. And I was like, really? Right? So I took it upon myself to explore it because as things got thicker and people were really plotting, from what I understand, and it felt like it, to kill me. It could be a man in a woman's energy, several men in a woman's energy, but and I don't even believe in this stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I really get therapy out of hearing those cards hit that thing. I don't know why. I just do. But I need you guys to support or go with me on this journey. I know there's some people that actually already do this. They understand it. They get it. I don't. And I'll tell you why. I know there's a lot of I see I can't do it. There's a lot of different cards. There's different brands. There's different whatever. I can't. I mean, I normally can, but right now I can't. Whatever. But I love doing this. I don't know why. And I can't do it like them, where they be having them things snapping. I'm like, how are they doing that? Look at their hands. And I guess it takes practice. Maybe I'm injured. Someone was injuring my hands. I don't know if it was to keep me from being able to defend myself or to sign something or to be able to use my hands for healing. I do healing if God, as God sees fit. I do see things to solve crimes as God sees fit. This is not something you can just channel as far as I know. I don't know. I haven't really explored that part of this gift that God has given me or some of these gifts, but I do see things and we will talk about it. But there's this one particular thing, maybe two things. There was a blue shoe with a white set of strings, and the shoes could have been like stretched out like it was a fat person's foot, or that person was wrestling in the shoes, or their ankles were swollen or something. So when they came out of the shoes, it's more or less because their feet were already exploding out of the shoe. So they were yanked out, maybe, or maybe they were wrestling somehow, and they had to tussle with someone to subdue them, or they were tussling with someone to not be subdued by someone. I don't know. But I saw a little blonde boy, I guess, and what was significant is just like I'm right here with you looking down. That's the makeup. This kid was looking down, and he had a sucker, and it looked like he was on a farm or something. And he was messing with something white, like a fence or a bike or something. And see, I don't use them. I just like the sound. I don't know. He looks up and looks like he has brown, dark eyes. And he had some strange looking teeth. They weren't piranha, but they weren't normal for a kid. About 7, actually 11 maybe. And he had a blue sucker. Now, I don't know if something happened to this kid, maybe he disappeared or something. I don't know. But it was kind of like me visioning this kid for a reason. I guess to say where he was or what I saw. Because it may have been his last place of a struggle before he was kidnapped or harmed. I don't know. But if someone's looking for a kid, a little blind kid, maybe had blue colors, or his favorite was blue suckers or something. I think it was blue. Then it looks like he was in a farm area or a backyard or a wooded area, but it was probably somehow inhabitable or had something, like I said, a fence or something he was fidgeting with, like maybe he was opening the fence or maybe he was playing with something or on something. But it looks like it was like a bike or something, like he wasn't fixing it. Anyway, contact me for more. So I don't know if he was struggling with someone, maybe a woman with some shoes. I don't know. but it looks like a blue tennis shoe. I don't know who wears those but women. So it could have been an aunt or a woman he was familiar with. I don't know. I could read into it, like I said, I don't explore that stuff. But tarot caught my attention, people. It just did. What they were saying was, I'm not gonna say relatable, but see, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just flicking them around. Um, I want to see how it works, and that's my whole thing here. I'm not gonna be long because this will be my tarot life. I'm trying to figure it out. Now, again, the cards that I have major arcanas and things on it, and I just found out what those were, and I'm gonna look it up again, or something. Okay, and they all have the same background or thing on the back. I don't know. It's pretty nice. I got to figure out what these things mean because some of them have the water. I guess that's for water signs, and then some have like the pentacles. Now the high priestess is like all seeing, all knowing. I don't know. So I want to see, okay? Because then some of the cards, these are pentacles. Some mean wealth, some mean problems or wisdom. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. And then here's the world card, but then it has the number on it. So do you put that with the regular cards with this stuff, like the water sign? No, they're all different, right? But this is like for water signs. So I guess that tells what sign that person was in or operating in. But then you have this with the cup, and this is a cups card. Okay, this is 10, this is 1, this is 5, so this is like 14, I guess. But it's the temperance card. And it don't mean what you think it means. So all of these got pink on them, but they're different. I'll just say this one, like it's different from them all, but they have those numbers on it, which throws me off. Well, this one doesn't, because it's a major arcana. But just say this one. These are major arcana. But why you got the numbers on here? What does that represent? So I'm learning. So again, just like, I don't know, two fell. So I'm trying to see how to organize. I guess just when you shift them, you just read them. Shut up. I don't know. But again, like this is cups. This is the cup. But then you have this one with the number on it, but it has the pink. So what is the pink association? Are those major arcanas? I don't think. Or just, I don't know. Throws me off. Then here's the tower, I guess. Well, that's self-explanatory. Why you get this on there, though? I don't know. And then you have the swords. Then it just has the number. And then you have this with the number. Throws me off. So I get confused. And maybe I should see like this one. But then you'll see this one without it. It'll be in pink. But these are all swords. This is probably the hangman. Oh, ace of swords. So someone's holding this. And that means like, I don't know, a wedding. But see, I think the background means fire sign. So I get confused. This means fire sign, I'm assuming. See? I don't know. So I'm exploring how this links up possibly with my spiritual gifts. I'm assuming when I see these visions, these things that God gives me, again, I'm sure a lot of people that I know are opposed to this because this is not how we traditionally grew up. Tarot cards. But I'm going to say this God can use any media He wants, He made it all. If He wants to use something for good, He can. And it's His choice that He gives it to someone to do in order to enhance maybe something that they do. I have always had people kind of make me feel isolated or unwanted or not a part of the group. And so that would affect your self esteem and whatever else. So I will always have these people that were unconventional, drunk people that drink a lot or whatever. They will come to me and say things like, "Hey, no matter who doesn't tell you or pay you attention, just know that you're a queen. And if nobody looks or pays attention to you or look twice, it's because they got something going on. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Keep your head up. You are all of that." And I'm like, "Hey, now, yeah." So let me check something out because I'm nosy. So you want to pay attention, to things um, that you see because you never know. Yeah. Don't know. So pay attention. Give me a minute. One second. All right. So, um, generally, again, I don't. I guess I should trust what I'm doing. Again, I'm exploring. I don't understand why I'm drawn to this, but this may very well be a part of a story or confirmation or something that keeps coming to me that I need to figure out. It needs to be figured out, and I think this will be it. Um, Something has to change or be explored or exposed or discovered, and I believe to some degrees this will be a part of that exploration or discovery or something. So, trying to see if it's real, basically, if it's real. And that's my eternal life. The exploration, putting this with what God showed me. I'm not like religious. I believe there's a higher power. I believe it works in me. Um, I am human. People have proven that, but I'm still yet divine by God's ordination. Now, I'm not even gonna count and make sure I got them all right now. Um, so I'm assuming even right now it's coming to me that the way this is going to work with these, and I can't it's not low enough for you guys to see me doing this. But I'm assuming that, and I would have never considered this route, never, ever, ever. But the downloads that I'm getting recently tells me that I'm getting these visions and I'm praying, asking God to tell me what they mean. And something says these will tell the story, maybe. Like if I see a vision of this kid, and I just said, I saw this kid, I saw the shoe, and I was like, well, what is that about? Why do I see that? God, what does that mean? What do I need to know that for? Right? God, universe. Okay. And I don't know, I'm trying to get these decks. So I'm gonna shuffle a bit and I'm gonna see if it's real because again, people are, and this is for real true crime story time stuff. Okay, we're not just telling about some gossip and some murder plots and some inheritances. We're going to solve a real crime. I'm assuming that's the path that we got here. A real crime or some type of disturbance to someone's life, a child maybe, blind kid, likes blue suckers, or that was probably the last thing that he had, or if he was found. They're probably trying to figure out clues of where he was when this happened, maybe who was around, what did they have, did they leave any clues, or something that we found, was it a clue? I don't know. But this popped out. I don't know what it means. We're gonna figure it out, right? We're gonna do this again. And normally they fall out, I just put them back in. But some say grab that one. See, I guess that's how it works. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. Is it real? Are people really seeing this stuff? Or are they just regurgitating what somebody else said? Okay. Are they just selling stories? Like if I tell my story, which it seems to be, or maybe there's a camera somewhere and someone thought it'd be funny to leak out my information, hoping it would expose me or embarrass me, and it actually came up to show a real crime, and these people ended up actually telling, protecting me and telling the story of what's going on to expose the people that thought it'd be hilarious to record you and expose you on the World Wide Web, telling people your story through a camera, and they're taking it or being fed or having a feed, and they're telling it to you as if they have a divine thing. Now, I know there's real people out here, but again, this one, these two. See, I don't know. I'm feeling led, and I don't normally feel led. I don't. So I'm trying to figure it out. I feel led right now, guys. I don't normally do that. I guess because I actually sat here and said what I'm doing. I'm getting spooked out because if it starts to tell me something, I'm like, wow, okay, there's a lot of cards here, and people just turn them over and start talking. I'm like, now I'm gonna pull. See, I'm feeling led to pull more because I need to pay attention to how they're falling. Remember, there's some reverses. None of these are reversed, so I want to pay attention, make sure I'm not unconsciously while I'm talking turning them over, and I need to make sure I got all the cards right. All right, so let's go. There's a kid here. There's a shoe. And we want to know if it's something that we really need to give attention to or maybe expose, put out. Maybe get a background drop on this and hear whatever's being said and trust it. Because I'm like, well, how do they know the story? I mean, what do they really can hear? How do they know which cards, if it's, how do they trust that this was right? Is it true? Are they playing games with these little cards? Okay, there's one. I got to pay attention to how they're falling because I don't want to be turning them over the wrong way if they're not that way. See, this happens to upright stuff, right? And this is a game or process where things aren't upright. Now I'm gonna, I guess, hear whatever I can hear while I'm doing this, and that tells me what's being done or said, or if it's true or not. And if I get something and it makes sense, and it's not just me reaching or preparing something, like, oh, I got some information now, I got to make it look like I got it, make it fit where looks like I'm the author of this, that's dumb. I don't know. I want to explore it. I want to know what this is. I think I did 3, 4 cards. I want one more, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Look, a lot want to fall out. Did one turn over? And they're all in the same direction. So again, if they pop out a certain way, I'm assuming it's because they were supposed to. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm supposed to work later today. I'm gonna play hooky today. I don't get beat up. Several popped out. I don't know when we do it. If it's supposed to be out, it'll be. Oh, this is it. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. All right, that's it. What's this? I don't know. See, I'm getting confused. But we're gonna go with it. If it's not right, then I believe I'll be there to not right. Okay. So, but they all came out upright. Um, so I don't know. Okay. So what I've been doing is going to this website. Let me see if I got this up too. Probably not. And oh my face. And it is called something like that. Oh, excuse me. So I think this is it. For witches. I don't know anything about that. And this is why people don't like it. But I'm hearing good witch, bad witch. So if I was shuffling, I would get these other things like the heart, the house, the letter, mice, mountain, ship, tower, whip, cross, coffin. I've heard that before, like death. The coffin could mean an ending, dying, funeral, loss, grief, mourning, sadness. So it doesn't necessarily mean a funeral, but a lot of people do that. So using this site, not knowing much about this, I see this is Pentacles. And I'm assuming this is for Earth sign. That's the reason for the color. I don't know. But yeah, let's look. Duh. Here, whenever I click this, again, it's called Labyrinthos. Labyrinthos. Suite of Pentacles. And this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to assume that that color means earth sign. And let's see. Earth. Yeah, so that means these are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, from what I get. Okay. It can be passive. Something to do with nature, body, material world, stability. But this is an earth sign. And this particular one is, oh, duh. Yeah, 8, like I said. So 8 of Pentacles, right, is an upright, meaning skill, talent, craftsmanship, quality, high standards, expertise, mastery, commitment, dedication, and accomplishment. All right. A young man who is etching a pentacle shape into 8 golden coins. Um, the card symbolizes someone who is completely focused and absorbed in what they are doing. The town that is far in the background means that he successfully isolated himself from the distraction so that he can fully concentrate on the task. 8 of Pentacles refers to that movements in your life when you are dedicated to completing a certain task. You are fully immersed and you are committed in delivering the best version of your work. Now, an upright again, this card indicates the time that you have to work hard and focus entirely on your tasks. This is not necessarily a negative situation, but this means that you must really strive to be the best. The task that you need to accomplish can be personal or professional. No matter what type of task it is, do not be afraid to ask for help when things get overwhelming. The 8 of Pentacles refers to the efforts that you undertake. There is a possibility that there will be a lot of things that you need to address. Hard work is essential, but you still need to find a balance. What do I feel about that? I'm going to assume this was a kid. There was an adult there. So maybe they were consumed with work and they went there to focus. And possibly this kid was a bit of a distraction because of maybe something else they were working on that wasn't so good. And a kid caught their eye. Maybe they befriended this kid while they were working hard, or maybe they felt the need to have a distraction. I'll tell you a story. I had this sicko landlord. I don't know what's wrong with this lady. She was stealing rent money and everything. Weird. She was an angry, aggressive Caucasian lady with children that were mixed. Maybe she was too. They had this dog that they would let out towards the black people and think it was funny because they felt this dog was disciplined enough to do that. So you had to fight with this dog all the time to do simple things. Now, at some point, she literally told me that, well, okay, so I guess this was a day from school, whatever, I don't know. My kids were already in the house. Someone rang our bell. So we answered the bell, and it was this young girl downstairs on the first floor. Her name was Brittany. Brittany. Pretty girl, okay? But she was evil like her mom. She was evil. So they know that they let the dog out to open the door, check the mail, yeah, all that. So somehow they're ringing our bell, so we're like, who is it? Oh, it's that pretty girl. Go open the door for her. Yeah, go open the door, baby. Let's be nice, right? Well, she goes down to open the door, and the dog is there. And the dog was very keen on just opening the door, but my daughter was a bit of a distraction. And plus, the dog had a mischievous way of doing things like them. So, in a sense, when my daughter was seen in the hallway trying down to get this girl, they opened their door essentially at the same time or so. So the dog sees my daughter, instead of opening the door, chases my daughter upstairs. And he didn't pierce her leg, but he had a hole white mark of his teeth right there. Scared the hell out of this kid and me. I'm mad. I'm hollering. I'm like, okay, that's okay. That's okay. And I go downstairs and knock on the door and ask her if the dog is okay because it seems like we scared it. Is it okay? Because it didn't bite her. That little coward, okay? Just to make her mad. She made me mad. I'm waiting like that. That's why people don't like me. And so she's pissed off and she's having a moment like, because she really was expecting me to be wanting to fight her and punch her in the face so she can let the dog out or the little girls or whatever. Just be a jerk. But I was like, is the dog okay? It looks like we scared it. Is it okay? Oh, is he okay? She was like, okay, okay, let me catch my breath, okay. Well, we let the dog out to get the mail because he likes to grab the keys and check the P.O. box, the mailbox. And he likes to open the door. He looks out the window every day and see where she's at. And when she comes up, he's like opening the door. He wants to open the door and go out and open the door for Brittany. So, yeah, when your daughter came to the hallway, I was like, okay, thank you. All right, we was just checking on the dog. So in other words, the dog may have gotten distracted from what it was normally doing, like opening doors for humans. And it became a distraction where they just felt they needed to pounce and play. It was an opportunity. It was out the norm. It was a surprise. Wasn't expecting it. I don't know. Um, or if anybody showed up, this would be a bit of a distraction. I don't know. So maybe at some point this kid frequented that area and there was someone there that was normally just hardworking, relative or not, stranger, I don't know. Looks like an open area. Doesn't look inhabited, whatever. Um, but maybe this kid was a distraction, so he befriended this kid. I don't know. Then it could have been a relative, but it seems like a female. I don't know men that wear tennis shoes too much. I don't know, except they have that lifestyle. But this was like a tennis shoe, so I don't know. Little blind kid. This one came out. This is the Five of Pentacles, which means what? Let's explore together, people. What does it mean? It's upright. Um, oh, hold on. I think I went too far. Oh, we're still at Eight of Pentacles. Let's go back out. And this will be 5, right? So what I see is there's a need, there's poverty, insecurity. Yeah. 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 So 5 of Pentacles, it says need, poverty, insecurity. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to fit it. Let me just feel it. Maybe this kid, from what I see with the clothes, he's not very impoverished. He's not very flashy. Maybe even this person's insecure. He had a need, or she, to sell the kid or use the kid for something. Let's keep going. I don't know. The Magician. These are major arcanas, I believe. Yep, there it is. And upright, which it is, it means willpower, desire, being resourceful, skilled, ability, concentration, manifestation. So maybe this person put some around this area that would attract a kid to come and play a bit. Little toys, fences, whatever would tickle their fancy to take willpower over them because they're more skilled and have more ability to manifest kids through something. They're resourceful. Maybe they had access to different things like toys or I won't say magical things, but to a kid, a lot is magical when they're young. This kid was probably between, again, 8 and 11, maybe. I don't know. The Chariot. But then you have this number here. Throws me off. So yeah, the Magician. What is the one for? Let me look again. So it has that one there. What does that mean? The Magician is the representation of pure willpower, the power of the elements and the sweets. He takes the potential innate in the full and molds it into being the power of desire. He is the connecting force between heaven and earth, for he understands the meaning behind the words as above, so below. Um, that mind and world are only reflections of one another. Remember that your powerful create your inner world, and the outer world will follow. What is his number about? It's up there too. Maybe our major arcana one. I don't know. Let's look again. You got the Fool's card, then the Magician. You see the one at the top. So there's 0, the Fool. And then Magician is the first card out. I guess the first card in this. All right. And then we have the Chariot with the 7 here. So we're going to do this is the 7th card in this series. Yes, it is. Upright, it means direction. It means ambition, success, determination, willpower, control, self-discipline, and focus. So maybe this person, to some degree, has success and some disciplines, but they still have this little demon here. Let's look. Keep going. This little spirit. Oh, there's another. How do I know that? There's another. Ooh, what does this mean? And it has 15 on it. 15 cards on it. All right. Okay, give me a moment. You know it. You know it. Oh, sugar. What's going on? What's going on here? What's okay. Oh, what's right here anyway? Let me see. What was right there? Did I say familiar? No, take your time. Hang loose. Oh, sugar. They're on their way here. No. Stay out. Oh, what's this? Ugh. Anyway, so the Devil's card has 15 on it. Let's look. All right, Major Arcana, oppression, addiction, obsession, dependency, excess, powerlessness, limitations. I'm going to assume this is more about that person. They may have felt oppressed. This woman, man, I don't know. This person, farmer. They may have felt oppressed by maybe their success or maybe obsessed with it and it created some dependency or powerlessness, because when you are part of sometimes successful things, there's a drive that you have to take, and it can't make you powerless. I feel like you have limits, although you may be successful, may have influence. And this is sometimes why people mess with kids. They feel out of control and oppressed and dependent, and they can't find that freedom that they need. So they tend to try and overpower children or weak people. Just saying, the devil energy. They're like victims. So what they feel they want to subject to someone else so that they feel better. So I don't know. You're wrong. Then Judgment is 20. Let's see. What is this? Judgment card. Upright, it means reflection, self-evaluation, awakening, renewal, purpose, reflection, and reckoning. I think they're going to have some type of reckoning for what they've done, an awakening to what was going on with them, because maybe they've harmed this child or did something they weren't supposed to do. So probably feeling bad, reflecting. Maybe this happened to them at some point. The Hanged Man. I can imagine what that means. This is 11, 12. All right. I'm always curious about this one, because I don't know these right away off the back of my hand. In this card, it depicts a man who is suspended upside down and is hanging by his foot by the living world tree. This tree is rooted deep down in the underworld, and it is known to support the heavens. Anyway, sacrifice, waiting, uncertainty, lack of direction, perspective. I'm going to assume if they did something to this kid, they're uncertain. They're confused. They're probably like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What's next? I don't know. Oh, I need perspective. I need contemplation. I need to contemplate because I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm assuming. So they sacrificed their peace for this. Probably not thinking. That's what I'm going to assume. Temperance. Let's check it out. 10, 9, 5. He's back. Make my butt hurt. Temperance, I believe, is here. Let's look. Is one of the major cards. All right. Upright, middle path. All that good stuff. Balance, peace, all that good stuff, guys. We have 2 more cards. We're going to leave these out and come back and place it